All right, so good morning. Today's Tuesday, April the 14th. And yesterday you learned how to solve these larger systems by hand. I didn't make you do but 2 for homework. So now you're going to have a glorious day, and I'm going to show them how to do them on your calculator. So you're going to have to be somewhat patient with me because I'm having trouble with the split screen option. So you should have these notes in your OneNote folder. Make sure you have your calculator sitting there, and be sure to pause at any time in case you have to catch up with what I'm doing. All right, so first thing we're going to do is look at the first matrix. So we're solving a 3-variable system. You need to make sure that you have your x's and your y's and your z's all lined up and your constants on the other side of the equal sign. So we have to decide what size matrix this is. So it's always row by column. So here I have 3 rows and I have 4 columns. So this is a 3 by 4 matrix. Row by column. Okay, so before we go to the calculator, what we need to do is we need to set this up in what's called an augmented matrix. So an augmented matrix is simply the coefficients and the answers to those. So we're going to write our matrix just using the coefficients. So our augmented matrix is going to be -4, -5, -1, 18, -2, -5, -2, 12, -2, 5, 2, and 4. So there you can see that it is 3 columns by 4 rows. All right, so we can enter this into our calculator and let the calculator do all the work for us. Okay, so on your calculator, the first thing I want you to do, let's clear our memories so we can all start in the same place. So above the plus sign, you have a memory key, so second memory. We're going to go down to number 7, which is reset. We want to keep it on number 1, which is all RAM. Press enter. And down to number 2, reset. And it should say all RAM is cleared. This way we can all start in the same place. All right, so we're going to enter our matrix. So over on the left side, the 4th key down above the, I believe it's x to the -1. My calculator is a little small. But it's the 4th one down. It says matrix. So we're going to go second matrix. And we're going to use matrix A. You can put a whole bunch of matrices in there. Go over to edit. Press enter. First thing you need to do is tell the matrix the size. So this is a 3 by 4. Okay, so you see a bunch of zeros in there. So now you're going to go in and put the numbers. Make sure you're really careful, because if you mess up a number, you're going to get the wrong answer. Make sure you're using a negative sign for negatives and not the subtraction sign. So -4, enter. Should jump to the next one. -5, -1, 18, -2, -5. All right, just going to double check. -4, -2, -2, -5, 5, 5, -1, -2, 2, 18. All right, so it looks pretty good. Okay, so make sure you have your matrix in there. So now we're going to go second quit. So your second key, we're going to quit. We're going to go back to our matrix. We want to use matrix A. So press enter. Oh, nope, never mind. We need to go over to math first, sorry. So go over to math. We need to find what says RREF. So if you arrow up, I think you see it a little bit closer. It's option B right there. Okay, so this is standing for reduced row echelon form. So basically it's going to solve it for us. So press enter. Now you need to go back and get the matrix A. So second matrix, matrix A, enter. So it should say RREF matrix A. If you press enter, you get what's called the answer matrix. I'll do it in black. I can't seem to get my pins on there. All right, so my answer matrix. Okay, so in my augmented matrix, this is X, this is Y, this is Z. So if you look at your answer matrix, you have 1, 0, 0, negative 4, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, negative 2. So what that's telling you is since this is X, you have X is equal to negative 4. This is Y, so you have Y equals 0. This is Z, so you have Z equals negative 2. So your solution there is negative 4, 0, negative 2. Pretty simple. Huh? All right, so the next one should be a little bit quicker because we have everything set up. So augmented matrix 3, negative 3, 4, negative 3. Okay, so there's your augmented matrix. So now go back to second matrix. Still a 3 by 4, so we don't have to change that. So if you just go over to edit, press enter. Go past the, I'm just using my arrow key, press enter. Now you should be able to type over the entries that are there. So be careful. All right, so just to double check. 314, negative 3, negative 2, 4, 3, 1, negative 23, 25, 25. All right. So second quit. We want to, some of you that have the newer calculators can just arrow up and highlight that RREF matrix A and press enter. And you don't have to retype the whole thing. I can't remember if any of you have the older calculator, so I'll go through it again. So we can go second matrix, go over to math, arrow down or up to B, or you can press alpha B, I believe. And we need to get matrix A. So second matrix, A, enter. So I don't remember that one being a fraction. I'm going to go back and check my entries. So second matrix, edit, 3, 1, 4, negative 3, 2, negative 1, 4, negative 3, 1. All right, so I guess I have my entries correct. All right, I had a little pause right there. Had to go back and look at something. All right, so I have my entries correct. So I basically just overlooked something. So if you look at the last line here, yeah, those are going to be fractions, and I'll show you in a minute how to change those back to fractions. But if you look at the last line where it says 0, 0, 0, 1, so now I have 1, 0, I'm not going to write that decimal in there, and 0. I have 0, 1, another decimal, 0, and I have 0, 0, 0, 1. So remember, this is X and this is Y and this is Z. So right here on this lower line, you remember from yesterday, this is telling you that 0 equals 1. And that is a false statement. So there is no solution. All right. I can show you how to change those back to fractions on the next one I was going to show you, but we'll go ahead and do it on this one too. Okay, so if you go to math, number 1 is the option for fraction, and press enter, it'll change those decimals back to fractions for you. Kind of a handy little tool. All right, so for this last one, I made it a smaller matrix, and I know you know how to do that by hand. This matrix is going to be a 2. We have 2 rows and 3 columns. So it's a 2 by 3. So 3, 2, 1, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so go back to matrix. So second matrix. We're going to still use matrix A. So go to edit. We're going to need to change the size to a 2 by 3 matrix. All right, so we need to put our new numbers in, 3, 2, 1. And 4, 6, 7. 2, 1, 4, 6, 7, all positive. So for this one, this is your X and this is your Y. Okay, so second quit. I'm going to go second matrix. We're going to go over to math again and find that RREF. So I believe it's option B. And we need matrix A, so back to second matrix. A, press enter. And this one you do get fractions, you actually get answers for this one. So whenever I see decimals anywhere, I always go back and change those to fractions. You'll always get rational answers for these. You won't get imaginary, you'll get rational values. So go to math, fraction, enter, and it'll change them to fractions for you. So you have 1, 0, -4/5, 0, 1, 17/10. This is X, this is Y. So for this one, you have X equals 4/5, -4/5, and Y equals 17/10. So that would be a system of 2 intersecting lines. Okay, so the only thing I did not show you, remember up here, look at your last row. It's always a telltale sign whether you have an answer or not. So if you had an infinite system, you would have maybe 1, 0, 4, 3, cancel that. This would have to be a 0, 0, 1, 0, 6, and your last row is going to be all zeros. So that tells you infinite solutions. So you may have seen that before. I know I taught that to my Algebra 2 kids this year. They probably don't remember how to do it, but I did teach it to them. So it's a pretty quick little process. I think I put 4 problems on a worksheet for you to solve with your calculators. Make sure you show me the augmented matrix and the answer matrix along with the final answer, just like I did in the notes. You guys have a great day.